Hi everyone, welcome to asknehru's JavaScript tutorial series. In this video, I'm going to explain about three main types of scopes available in JavaScript. First of all, we should understand what is scope and what are the different types of scopes available and what is its importance. Okay, by declaring the scopes, what is the accessibility of the particular variable that we are going to understand in this video. Okay, so you can see in the table, so I have categorized them into global scope, function scope and block scope. And you see the variable accessibility, the first one. So var, let and const, if we declare outside of any functions or if block or for loop block, so it is globally available. We can access anywhere within the function, within the block scope we can access. Okay. Now, instead of explaining some theoretical here itself, let me jump in right into the code. And before jumping right into the code, I have an announcement. If you haven't subscribed my channel yet, please subscribe it. And whenever I write a new code, I don't destroy the code. I just keep it as a reference. Okay, in my GitHub repository, you can take advantage of it. Then I give this link within the description of this video. You can take advantage of it. You can go and refer this. Okay, so now I jump right into the code base. I go here. Okay, so this is the continuation of the last video. Therefore, I create a new JavaScript file and I name it scopes.js. Okay, so new file has been created. Now I should connect it with HTML. So what I do, I just remove the file which is there already and I give the scopes.js. So when I do this, simple guys, it is connected. Okay. Now I want to display them side by side so that it will have a better visibility. Okay. So this is going to be the output. And I hide this folder structure and I keep it like this and I switch to scopes.js. See guys, I created new file that is scopes.js. Let's test whether it's working or not. Okay, just do console log hello world. I just save it. You see guys, hello world is printed. That means it works perfectly. I remove it now. Okay, see guys, actually whatever you see, it is empty, no? But this is the global scope, guys. As we see in the table, first we should understand what is a global scope. So scopes.js is the file name. So within this, if you declare a variable with var keyword, const keyword or let keyword, it is global scoped. Okay. So I declare one variable, for example, var first name. My first name is Jawahar. Okay, I give my name. When you practice, you give your name. And I declare let middle name. Okay, I give middle name is lol and log, and I declare a variable with const last name Nehru. Okay, so Jawaharlal Nehru is my name. See guys, now it is globally scoped. Okay, now we can access it and we can print it. If you want to print it, what we should do? We should simply console log it. Okay, if I console log, what will happen? It will print. You see guys, line number 5, in the line number 5, scope.js line number 5, Jawaharlal Nehru is printed. Okay, that's really great, right? So this is called global scope, guys. This is global scope. Okay, so we use different keyword var, let and const. There is a difference between them. I tell you that as well. Now we should understand about scope. So before understanding, I give a function. Okay, this is a function declarations. So I give add name. Add a name. Within the add name, I console the same. Okay, I console the same. Yeah, we can console the same. Console.log first name, middle name, and last name. Okay. So whenever you declare a function, we have to call the functions, otherwise it won't print it. Okay, now I saved it, it's not printed, only it's printed in the line number 5. But I also want it has to be printed in line number 8 as well. So for that, I have to call the functions. So I'm calling the function means outside of the functions. I just save it. You see guys, in two different places it is called. So this Jawaharlal Nehru is called in line number 5 and in the line number 8 as well. Okay. So we are accessing the global variable which we declare outside of the functions, inside the functions. Outside of the functions we have declared and defined the values also, and we are accessing within the functions. Okay, that's really nice. And within the functions I give an if block, or even outside of the block also we can give. I give outside of it. Okay, I give if conditions, I give true here so that it will directly accessible. And I do the same console.log first name, middle name, and last name. Let's see what happens. See guys, I'm able to access the variable and its values outside of the globe, outside of the block. Inside the block I am able to access. Okay, see guys, it is Jawaharlal Nehru printed 3 times. Okay, so this is block scope guys. So whatever you see within the if block, that is block scope. And even if you give else if block, okay, else if, this is also block scope guys. Okay, so if it is true, so it will come here and you can access within the else block as well. Okay, now I'm not going to do this, so it will be accessible. If I give false here, and it will check for this one. If this also false, then it will access here. Okay, see guys, actually now line number 16 it should print. Yes, you see guys, line number 16 it is printed. Okay, so anywhere within the block, these are block scoped. Okay, even we can use for loop also. See guys, I give for loop. Okay, in the for loop I take this and try to print it. Okay, see guys, I printed. See in line number 20 it is printed 10 times because for loop is also a block. Okay, it is a block scope. So anything we give within the curly brace, we can say it is blocked. Okay, and with the function also we have the block, but here we say function block or we say function scope, but here we say scope, simply scope. Here we can say conditional scope, and if it is within the for loop we can say iterative scope. So this is simple guys. Actually we are able to access the global variable which we declared globally. I mean outside of any block scope or function scope, it is global scope. Understand? Now I will do one thing. Okay, I just copy this variable and cut it. Okay, and paste within the function scope. Okay, I paste within the function scope. Let's see what happens. See guys, nothing is there. Everything has gone out. But it is throwing an error. What it's saying? First name is not defined. Line number 3. This is the line number 3. Okay, this is the line number 3. In the line number 3, it is throwing an error because we have given the within the function we have given, we are calling that function also, okay, but it is not printing here because the reason is we have given within the function, it is not globally declared, therefore it is not accessible. So here we can't access it, therefore I comment this one and save it. See, still it is throwing another error within line number 17. What is the line number 17? Because it is given within the block scope. So when we declare something within the function scope, so it's not goes out of the scope, function scope. Therefore, it is not globally declared. Therefore, this is not working. So I comment this one. Comment this whole thing. I will uncomment later and I save it. Again, it is throwing error, guys. So line number 21. I got what is line number 21? We are trying to access the variable which we declared within the functions. We are trying to access in the line number 21. I mean the iterative scope. It's not accessing. Therefore, it is throwing error. So I comment this as well. Okay. See guys, what happens? All error has gone. Now I come to the info. When I click the info, you see guys, line number 9. What is there in line number 9? See guys, within the functions we have declared. Now it is functionally scoped. All the variables are accessed within the function. It is printed Jawaharlal Nehru in line number 9. I hope you understand. how the function scope works. So when we call the functions, only within the function it is accessible. It is not accessible in the global scope. It is not accessible in the iterative scope. I mean, it is a block scope, and the conditional block scope also, it's not accessible. Okay, that's nice. So next, within the function scope, I keep this particular things. Okay, I mean, I copy the if function. Okay, I go here and paste it here and uncomment this one. Okay, I uncomment this one, and instead of false I give true, and you can give any truthy value as well. Okay, what is truthy? Okay, now guys, so within the functions I have created one block scope, and within the block scope that I have consoled it. Let's see whether it is available or not. Yes guys, you see line number 11. In the line number 11, Jawaharlal Nehru is printed here with the console log. You see in the line number 11, we are printing first name, middle name and last name. That means we are able to access the function scope within here, but outside of it we can't access. That we already seen. Okay, now guys, I move one more step. Okay, I try to copy it. Okay, no copy it, I just cut it and keep within the if block. Okay, so now guys, I save it. After saving it, you see in the line number 12, it is printed. You see line number 12, Jawaharlal Nehru is printed. Okay, there is no error. But now I am trying to access, the console, I mean these values outside of it. Then I move it down. Okay, once I move it down, so the message is now, I mean it's not accessible. It is throwing an error. What it's saying, middle name is not defined. Middle name is not defined and last name is also not defined. But we are trying to access it. See guys, here the VS Code gives highlight for the first name, but middle name and last name is so dull. Okay, so that means there is a meaning in it. So what I do, I remove this middle name and save it. You see guys, error has gone and message is Jawahar. Only Jawahar is printed because Jawahar is accessible. If I try to access middle name, okay, try to access the middle name, see guys, it's not printed. Rather, it's throwing an error. Middle name is not defined. That means Outside of the block scope, okay, outside of the block scope, if we declare a variable with let or const, we can't access it. So I take the last name also and print it. Okay. See guys, again the same error. Last name is not defined. That means outside of the block scope, even if it is declared within the function, it is not accessible. But you see, I try to print the first name, it is successfully printed. See, error has gone, and I come to the info. I mean, in the dev tool. So Java is printed. Okay, so that's the magic, guys. Okay, this is what I want you to understand. Okay, so the var doesn't respect the block scope. Okay, it is always functional scope. It never respect the block scope. It goes out of the block scope and stay here. This is actually happening behind the scene. We can't see it, but it is happening behind the scene. Therefore, we are able to access it within the function. But the same middle name, I mean the let, middle name is declared with the let keyword and the last name is declared with the const variable. We can't access it because it is block scoped. Okay, so within the block scope we can access it as I have shown you here. Okay, I mean yeah, this one I comment this. See guys, Jawaharlal Nehru is printed. So I hope you understand the difference between the three. The same applies to for loop. The same applies to if it is switch block. There is also switch block. For now I just say switch. There is a, see guys, the switch is also contains a block, and there is while loop also. This while loop also contains block. These are all block scope. Okay, so within the block scope we can access. We declare it and we use it within the block. It is accessible. But if you try to access within a function, only if you declare the var, it is accessible, but let and const won't be accessible. So this is what I want let you understand in this through this video. I request you to subscribe my channel if you haven't subscribed yet, and constantly watch it. Stay tuned. So from this video, I try to I summarize whatever I have given here. So there are three scopes. I go to my, yes, here. Okay, I let you understand. So I summarize whatever I have given. There are three different scopes: global scope, function scope, and block scopes, and three different keywords: var keyword, let keyword, and const keyword. So the variable which we declare with the for, let, and const, if it is declared globally, we can access within the function scope and within the block scope as well. But inside the functions, we can access three of them. But var keyword is functionally scoped, and let and const is block scoped. This is what you should understand. You practice, guys. That's very important, so that you can have a better vision upon this. Even if you hear this, that is 50% effective, and if you practice it, 100% it is effective. Okay, so thanks for watching this video. I meet you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.